Hi Leo, welcome into your monthly money and career tarot reading for the month of April 2023. I do want to thank you so much for joining me for this reading, but as always, do keep in mind it is general for your month, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. And I, of course, more than appreciate the love and support, the likes, the comments, and of course, subscriptions to this growing channel if you haven't done so already. Leos are always one of my biggest supporters, but we're going to begin and pull some money and career oracle and see what we have for you. Oh, the overall message I got, I love it. The overall message I got for us, because I'm a Leo sun if you're new to the channel, we got time for the money to rain on in. Time for the money to rain on in. Beautiful. They're literally showing me coins, dollar bills falling from the sky. But the first one that I took, the watch card, it's time to profit, divine timing, and seizing the moment. Also talking about a waiting period. Some of you, I feel like this waiting period has come to an end and now it's time to see that profit come to be. Profiting from your past efforts and your current efforts throughout this month as it trickles through. Horrible wording as it slides on by. Interesting. So you might find that it is a fast-paced month, or it just kind of moves quickly, even if you're moving at a comfortable, steady, slower pace, but some of which are running around with more than one career situation to manage, a lot of responsibilities, managing your money better than March, I want to say. But I feel like that's partially for some because you're busier than March. But I also feel like some of which are gaining a new place of employment or a new business idea. But I also feel like something you began recently is now paying off for you, or starting to. You're starting to reap the rewards. It feels like for some there's a lot of cash you're making. Feels like a very earning kind of month, earning a lot of money left and right, even if it's passive for some, and or hourly, tips, commission, you name it. But for some, there is money coming back to you that is owed to you. However, that is coming through for you. Some of which might be waiting for something, say an inheritance or a loan approval, or just that money to come through from that loan. And I do feel like this is a month where there is high potential for that to work in your favor, okay? But I do feel like, look at this, the hand card, manifesting money all the meanwhile. It's this feeling that as a Leo, you are so strong and powerful when it comes to your mind, your intentions, your beliefs, that you're seeing money flow into your life left and right from different sources, for some different streams. And this feels so gratifying. It's a month where there's solid finances taking place, a sense of things being cleaned up, increasing for you. And now you don't need to worry as much moving forward. Now we can prepare for that new move of residence, or just to have that safety, that comfort for the future. That relief is what I'm getting. In your goals and in what you're producing and developing is what I'm also getting as we look at the gold card, this imagery. A sense of, they're saying building blocks, something, a foundation is working in your favor, something's growing quite nicely. They're saying cash in your coins if you have them. That's only for some of which. And you'll be surprised as to how much extra money you have. Anyways, I do feel like there's just thoughts of being strategic when it comes to running your business for some, my entrepreneur Leos. There could be, they're saying literal cutlery. You could be working in the restaurant industry or running one, but I do feel like either way, they're saying eating up the results, eating up the results. There's a need for more money, and Spirit's saying, well, this is a month where you're taking significant steps in the right direction when it comes to that. And so again, manage your money well, put the majority of which aside for your one, if not multiple financial goals, your future in general, and watch things just improve even more as you step into May. But I do feel like there's, wise spending. I feel like you know what you're doing when it comes to the running of your business, if not multiple, when it comes to your day-to-day job, a sense of your experience when it comes to one, if not multiple skills, talents, that is now starting to pay off, or continuing to do so for some. And they're saying you are reaping the rewards big time. Amazing. Let's pull a couple of these. Well, bear with me. I feel like there could be one, if not multiple people you're living with and or working with. Could be the way that situation is run, managed. It's just making you a little bit nervous at certain points. I wouldn't let it get the best of you, but I feel like most won't either way. It's like, okay, well, this reminds me why I want to make a change. This reminds me why this isn't perfect. And it reminds me that it's not my energy, or it's just not my way of being. Okay. I feel like it also reminds you of your strength. I mean, you are a Leo. What else do we have? Star in the making and financial stability. Absolutely beautiful. Who doesn't want to see those cards coming out in a money career read? I do feel like it's a month where you're shining in the spotlight in certain ways. Spirit's saying, I would view yourself as a star already, but it feels like there's a building up, a progression taking place throughout the month and surrounding it in regards to you becoming this Leo star that people need to know and praise and welcome into, even benefit from their talent or multiple. But it's this feeling that, again, with the overall message, with the money raining on in, financial stability is yours for the taking. All right. And I feel like there's this money hungry on my mind sort of mindset and way about you throughout the month, where the money flows in and Spirit's saying, good, get hungry for it, right? Don't overwork yourself. You might just either way, especially if you have more than one opportunity at hand career wise. But it just feels like you're going to want to pick up extra shifts, work extra hours, they're saying extra tables, take on extra clients, customers. And I feel like you will be able to manage it quite nicely and see oneself successful through it all. They're saying life is going to feel more so moving forward like it's speeding on by, as I did hear a car outside for a hot second. And look at this, bottom of the deck, claiming your Leo victory. Beautiful. I really do feel like regardless of where Leo lies within your individual chart, April is a month where you're being reminded that you're a true fire sign at heart, or at least in certain ways. But I do feel as if this month, it's going to feel so good, so successful. Bear with me. I feel like you could be spiritually messed with being drawn to this reading, but I don't feel like it's going to hurt your chances at succeeding or what's meant to get done in the end. Or even it's not going to interfere with people being impressed with you. For Leo. To move on to the tarot, the Fool card, the Two of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles. I would look up the number 22, as we have two of these twos on the board. You might be seeing a lot of twos throughout the month, but I do feel like it's a month where communication, bear with me, is coming through from Spirit quite clearly through synchronicities like angel numbers, animals, occurrences, what you're pushed to look at, through other people's tarot readings, through your own for some. You might be a tarot reader being drawn to this reading. I mean, I'm a Leo and I am a reader, but yeah, it just feels like there's a sunny vibe about the month for the most part. Any slip-ups, occurrences of annoyance, obstacles, cope with it to the best of your ability, your experience up until this point, things similar to it that you've dealt with is going to help you deal with it quite efficiently, overcome those obstacles if that's what's happening for you. Feels like you could be dealing with certain noise factors, energy, one if not multiple people of annoyance that you live and or work with, once again. Potentially also being that person who's a little bit nervous. But I do feel like you were just kind of gliding through the month, getting things done, quite impressed with oneself, and that's setting the tone for people being impressed with you. But I feel there's an on-point accuracy about your work, about you doing what you do and doing it well. But I also feel like you're embodying this Queen of Wands energy. Very passionate, bold, getting things done, but not heavy in energy. Maybe at certain points due to being empathic or spirituality or both, but a sense of you just, they're saying being a badass, getting things done, accomplishing with a sense of ease for the most part, and being very strategic through it all. Asking oneself at times, is this going to be smart to prioritize at this point, or should I move it down in the list? I'm sensing multitasking taking place for some at certain points. I need to tap into that ability to prioritize in your mind and on paper. Writing things down is going to be very, very advantageous for you, given you have a lot going on. And you might be given certain ideas, clarity, stuff of that nature from Spirit through your mind, through your thoughts. And because you might have to then run to work or get something done, or you know what I mean? They're saying edit a video for some. Or something else that you need to edit, you're going to have to end up writing that down to come back to it, because I guarantee you'll end up forgetting. So I feel like your memory as well is taking a highlight, for the better or for the worse. You might have a job where you need to remember things. I mean, that can come through in so many different ways. but I feel like it's not what it used to be, but it's good enough. Okay. So again, write things down and don't second guess is what I'm hearing. But I do feel like there's a likable way about your personality, your mannerisms, your smile, your glow, your aura. And this is helping you gain more money throughout the month, more success, more opportunities to make more money, right? If you run a business, new customers and clientele are popping up left and right, okay? Or just, and I feel like there might be significant space in between, but it's a good thing, right? Because you might have another job to work or another business to run or other aspects of that business that do take up time. But I also feel like there's one's customers, clientele coming back around from the past, remembering how, or being reminded how on point, how good you are at what you do, and how much it helped, I feel the need to say. But yeah, look at this. Going through a balancing act, but being reminded, if you look at that infinity symbol, things are working out in your favor. The possibilities are endless for you at this time. There's significant increase in progress, growth, numbers going up. Again, obviously money flowing in left and right. In spirit saying, as long as you manage it well, watch things improve for you significantly. But I feel like you're needing to connect with and even choosing to voluntarily connecting with certain people throughout the month. And this is helping you out all the meanwhile. But I do feel like it's a month where if you took a leap of faith recently, if you're thinking about taking one or it's taking place throughout the month, potentially due to a past ending or wanting to put something to rest, working out in your favor, Managing your time wisely with the watch card again is going to be truly key, as I do feel like there's a lot to get done and your time is quite valuable and you're giving off that vibe, that energy, but it just feels like being a star with a lot on your plate. And even more so moving forward, given the success you gain, the spotlight attention, the growth, you know what I'm saying? It's all coming with more on your plate, which isn't a bad thing, and you can handle it. But it just feels like you need to be managing that time and again, your money quite wisely. Don't dilly-dally is what I'm hearing. It's that kind of month. But let's keep shuffling and see what else we get. You're on a roll is what I'm hearing. You're on a roll. Certain moments when you're working and or just hanging around the home or cleaning up, you might get a spark of remembrance in regards to your past. Say it's you recently began or are beginning a job, and this reminds you at certain points of a similar kind of job from the past or one in general. You might be reminded what you decided to leave behind was on point. Period. Okay, period. But all the meanwhile, I just feel like you're embodying this King of Pentacles energy at certain points where you're grounded, you're focused on your money, you're abundant, your prosperous mindset is helping you manifest more of what you want and potentially what you don't have and you need or desire moving forward. But you might feel the need to step away from a situation at certain points due to energy, noise, other factors at hand. Maybe needing to, during the workday for you individually, needing to step away from that situation, your work, to come back in better energy. You know, take a walk. They're saying cool your energy, clear your mind. But again, I feel like there's just somebody's energy or multiple people. It's not it. It's not it. You might have to start and stop something a couple times or several times throughout the month. Do understand that this is purposeful and might even add to what you're trying to or need to produce and develop all the meanwhile. But with the Two of Wands, yet a third two out of the four in the deck, there's thoughts of the horizon, improvements in your life, needing and wanting and making more money, seeing that flow in once again to support the completion, the fulfillment of those goals, those improvements, all the meanwhile. It could be a new place of residence. It could be some of which wanting to travel more, live a better lifestyle with more culture in that sense. But I do feel like you're thinking about what you desire to leave behind moving forward. And Spirit's saying this is a month where you're taking significant steps in the right direction to see that come to be for you. Thinking about your career as a whole as well. And you might be pushed to think back to the beginning of a business, beginning of a specific job, or when you stepped into a specific field, and how this has changed over time, how it's changed you over time, and potentially needing a reminder as to why you stepped into whatever that is for you. Could be multiple situations, and this helping you all the meanwhile. But I just feel like, again, you're quite grounded, at least for the most part throughout the month, and if need be, implement one, if not multiple strategies to feel more grounded, all right? But very fruitful. They're saying the fruits of your labor. But I also do feel like, they're showing me grapes, but I do feel as if there's significant efforts put forth towards watering your well-being, working out, taking care of your complexion. Make sure you're drinking enough water even though you're busy. I feel like a lot of Leos drawn to the readings, when you get really busy, say you're working a lot of shifts, a lot of hours being put towards your work, even spending money takes up time. You find yourself neglecting certain positive habits like drinking a lot of water, right? So just try to check oneself, remind oneself to be watering your temple, okay? Let's keep shuffling and pull more tarot. But it feels like you are at times effortlessly going through this juggling act, being prepared from one if not multiple previous chapters. But it feels like at certain points you're going to be reminded that what's at hand is not the past. Okay, sure, certain past jobs, living situations had their benefits, and you reaped rewards due to those situations or that one situation. All the meanwhile. But what you have at hand, whether you're jumping into a new situation or continuing it, and again, it could be multiple, it's purposeful, okay? It's so much better than what you once had, but it might be for some starting a new job or continuing the beginning stages of which, it might be a bit more strict than what you once had. And so Spirit's saying, it reminds you all the meanwhile, what you have at hand, what you're wrapped up with, be grateful for it. Enjoy it while it lasts, okay? Because everything seems quite temporary for you moving forward, at least for the most part. And I do feel like it's because you easily manifest and work towards changes for oneself, improvements once again. And that's a great thing, but it just feels like perspective is everything, okay? Making the best until the best is what I'm hearing. But the Seven of Swords, because I feel like people are viewing you as a bit of a mystery, secretive. You might be seeing a highlight in regards to one if not multiple people at work and or at home that should not be trusted, okay? And I do sense this will help you steer clear of any drama, BS, a sticky situation or two. Just a reminder that your intuition's quite on point and to be trusting it in regards to who to associate oneself with, right? But I also feel like for some, you might be seeing the true colors of one if not multiple boss figures, authority figures, regardless of how long you've been at that job. And this will be a little bit disheartening or annoying, but I feel as if you're going to be reminded of a past job or a past boss at that same job who was 10 times worse, completely toxic, I want to say, for some. And this will bring you into a better perspective, okay? Could be a lot worse. And so that might come to be at certain points as well, right? Say you're not loving where you're living, and it's going to be a bit of time before you have the means to step into a new one, right? To make that investment, or you could be in a contract. You might be reminded of a worse situation from the past that you might have glorified once upon a time to bring you into a better perspective. Could be a lot worse, okay? Could be a lot worse. And they're saying take advantage of certain benefits while you can. The Knight of Pentacles, because I do feel like the moments when you're moving quite slowly throughout the month, you're needing to heal, right? Or you're just choosing to work smarter, not harder, or maybe not having a ton of energy. But given I feel as if the majority of the month, the first 2/3 or so, is Aries season, I do feel as if you are going to have a healthy amount of energy, but at times even being one of your fire signs, being one of the three, Aries season can feel a bit overwhelming, okay? So when you're running around feeling quite motivated, passionate, even powerful and strong, more so, but in a different way than you normally would, just take a deep breath, okay? Take a deep breath, and they're reminding you, just because you have a lot on your plate, just because you're extremely busy and motivated, does not mean you should be over caffeinating, because this will just potentially have one if not multiple negative effects that we need you to be steering clear of at this time and moving forward. But they're saying the end of the month will feel refreshing. I feel like because of the rewards that you've gained throughout the month, throughout it, but I do feel as if it's well because of that energy shift, all right? But look at that, the Six of Wands, the Hermit, and the Knight of Wands. Yeah, a lot of passionate movement, accomplishing, getting things done left and right, seeing oneself successful, impressing people, even if you just met them. I just made a new friend is what I'm hearing. Could be, say on your day off or multiple, but for some it's at work. And I do feel like this will remind you as well why you are where you are. Several reasons, okay? but your movements towards more success, making more money, victorious. Okay. I mean, remember we had the claiming your victory card, and now we're getting the Six of Wands. But significant time alone. You might be running a business alone, keeping to oneself at work, or it just might be a solo kind of position. But I do feel like even if you have to work with people, it's a sense of you wanting to sort of stay in your own lane for the most part or fully, and this will benefit you all the meanwhile. A sense of you being nose to the grind. Yes, I'll bond with people when need be, put in that teamwork if I have to, but kind of just being to oneself and feeling very focused, motivated once again. And I do feel like there's one, if not multiple, moments of importance, of realization for some where you are gaining clarity on what you desire or how to acquire what you need or want, or both moving forward. So do cherish your alone time, because I feel like you're going to be surrounded by people for the most part throughout the month for some. Others of which it could be more alone time, varying from case to case. But to wrap this up, it's a month where you're seeing your cup overflow, some of which this is talking about a new beginning in your career where abundance is overflowing from your cup. This could also be a new investment, but I feel like there's a lot on the horizon to look forward to as far as more success, more money, that's something blowing up for some, growing nicely, people being impressed, being in the spotlight throughout the month and moving forward, and this is meant to be. Allow for oneself to be grateful for this abundance that's overflowing from your cup, as it is a month where the abundance is coming in, coming to be for you in more than one form, right? Not just being money, but it's naturally a month where you're seeing the money rain on in. Amazing. So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your month, and I'll definitely see you next time.